Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a Recon the Role-Playing Game story, The Hard-Earned Dollar. When you play Recon as a mercenary, you negotiate fees and you have to balance the fee with what you think the hardship of the mission is going to be. The harder the mission, the higher the fee. We underestimated. Oh God, we underestimated. Years ago, I was playing in my friend Earl's Recon game. Earl's an excellent mission director. He enjoyed running games that put us out of our element. He really stuck it to us a number of times. This mission was no different. There were three of us. We were hired by a regional governor in South America. There was a warlord gathering forces just over the border who was threatening to attack him. This governor felt that his government wasn't taking the threat seriously. He was worried that there would be an invasion within the year and he would be ousted and his area taken over. That's what he was afraid of. But he couldn't get anybody in his government to listen. So he hired us to eliminate the warlord. Yeah, we were hired to kill this guy. And, you know, when you're a mercenary, you take the jobs that are available. And it was that or sweeping floors. And, you know, our sweeping floors doesn't make for a very exciting game, so here we go. We were hired to kill this guy. We got our gear, we headed into the jungle. We knew the approximate location of his base, but not much else. So we humped through the jungle for 5 days, and we're almost to the location when our point man, Ray, got wind of something not quite right. We took cover to wait for Ray to return. Gerald and I waited. We took note that the jungle noises all went away, and that really concerned us, so we knew something was up. But just then, metallic canisters rained down on our position, and the gas started filling the area. We tried to vacate the position, but small arms fire hemmed us in, and we had to hold fast. Eventually, the gas knocked us out. We came to, chained to trees, all three of us. Me, Gerald, and Ray. We were all naked. We were under armed guard. We were prisoners, and this warlord was a huge fan of the Nazi torture practices from World War II. This guy, if there was a book written, he read it. Let me tell you. He may not have written the book, but he was sure an aficionado of it. They wanted to know who hired us and the military troops and deployments we'd seen at the governor's base. So they began torturing us. They started out with canings and starvation. Then they went to icy water and burning sticks. None of us talked. We were holding out. Then they graduated to electroshock torture. Still, we wouldn't talk. It kept getting worse. Through the course of all this, we found out that someone in the governor's office was a mole. They didn't have access to the military layout, but they had access to communications, and that's how they knew we'd been hired, and that's how they knew the route we were taking. That's how we got ambushed. So, you know. Finally, they got tired of messing around, and they tried to, basically they tied Ray's legs to the back of a Jeep. They started pulling away slowly. His arms and his upper torso was still tied to the tree. We figured that they would be willing to kill Ray because they still had the two of us to torture. So we offered to talk in exchange for freedom, food, and safe passage. As soon as we were free, we jumped the guards and killed him. We took their guns and killed the warlord before fleeing into the jungle. We ran from them and hid in the jungle for 2 weeks. We crawled through mud slicks, jumped from tree to tree, hid under bushes. We fought when we had to, hid as best we could. We made punji stake traps. We used spears. We made bows and arrows. I mean, just whatever we could. We ate snakes and berries. We drank from streams. We finally crossed the border and found a plantation where we were able to get help. Eventually, we made it back to the governor's place. We explained to him that he had a mole he had to ferret out. And he said, well, I'll pay you to find him. I said, oh, no, it depends. We got to get paid for this one first. The governor paid us exactly what he promised and not a penny more. He was a stingy bastard and no amount of hardship was going to change his mind. Yeah, we didn't find the mole for him. We said, give us our money, we're out of here. That was the hardest fee we ever collected. We did get the warlord, so he had to pay us, but man, we never worked for him again. That was just ridiculous. The hard-earned dollar. It was the hardest fee we ever had to collect, and that was ridiculous. So yeah, if you're playing in Recon, you got to weigh the job versus the pay, and negotiate accordingly. Always try to make the job seem more than it is, because there's always going to be complications. Just saying. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. There is a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. When the police detective, who happens to be a skinwalker squirrel, uncovers a plot by a paranormal perpetrator, he has to enlist the aid of his fellow housemates. If you enjoy a modern, quirky take on historical mythology, check out my new original novel, The House Off Farrago Road.